Hi guys, good morning everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning guys. Uh, yeah, let's proceed with our session. In the previous class, we have started with the polymorphism concept, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, theoretical we have seen, practically we need to see. And I could see that you guys have written the program I have asked and you have shared in the group. That's good, guys. Once again, let me share my Eclipse. Right, Eclipse is being open. Okay, so you can see my Eclipse, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, good. Let me just delete all these things. So yesterday, aeroplane example I have given, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, great. See, guys, I'll just create a program for the same thing. I'll tell class, plane, and I'll tell void land. Okay, and plane is landing. Okay, and similarly, I'll tell this one as fly, plane is flying. Okay. Similarly, I'll create a class called cargo plane. Okay, I'll tell extends plane.
Sir, white fly, this out is missing.
Okay. And what I'll do, I would like to override. See, guys, to override also, and there is one shortcut. Okay. What is that shortcut? I'll show you. Inside a class, what you do is the same thing. That is Alt Shift S. Okay. Can you see this option called override or implement methods?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, again it's missing in white fly.
Yeah, why it is getting deleted? Okay. Is annotation is on now? 1 second, guys. Disabled annotation for okay. Okay. Now it has been disabled. Okay, got it, guys. No, fine. What I was saying? Yeah. There is one shortcut to override the methods. Okay. That is inside a class, in the child class, Alt Shift S. And can you see something called override or implement methods? This option?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Click on this one. See here. Now this class has two things. Okay. One is the parent of all the classes, that is something called object class. And for this class, there is also something called plain class. Agree? Yeah? Yes or no?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Yes, sir.
from object class, let's not required for us. Now, from the plain class, I want to override fly method and I also want to override the land method. Agree? Okay. Then select those two methods and click on OK. Can you see here? Automatically, those methods got overridden here. Understanding? And this one, this @ override, we call it as a annotation. What does the annotation means? Annotations are nothing but pre-compiled information given to the my JVM. Got the clarity? Pre-compiled information. Now, whenever you have annotations in your program, they are the first person to execute. Means this small one word can do lot of things. Lot means lot of things. Here, just one small annotation, that is at the rate override, it is going to give me the information that this method is coming from the parent class. It is defined in the parent class. The body I'm going to be changing in the child class. That is what information. But when we go to the advanced concept like advanced Java or the frameworks, okay, in the Spring framework, one small annotation can reduce your 100 lines of code. Okay, 100, 200, irrespective of the number, the type of annotation you are going to use. Okay, one small annotation, if you define, it can reduce the n number of work. Got the clarity? In the future, you are going to learn something called database and all. In the database, what you have to do, you have to create so many big lines of code to create table. But in the Java, by small annotation, you can just, when you run the program, automatically a table will be created based on your class, what you are going to define over there based on your Pojo class. That is, we have defined over there based on the annotations. Understanding, guys? So what is that conclusion here? Let's not get confused right now. So annotation is nothing but basically a precompiled information given to the JVM during time of running. So I'll just overwrite the body of my land method. I'll tell here as something called cargo plane is landing. I'll tell here as cargo plane is flying. Okay. Next, what I'll do, I'll tell here as something called passenger plane extends plane. I'll tell passenger plane is landing, passenger plane is flying. Similarly, I would like to tell one more is something called fighter.
Fighter plane.
Very good, Mamta. I'll tell you as fighter plane is landing, fighter plane is flying. Okay, ready? Yeah, this is what you have written yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, very good. Now what I'll do here is new cargo plane. I'll tell here as something called CP, and I'll tell here as something called CP dot land. Okay, I'll tell CP dot fly. Okay, I'll tell new
Flying.
passenger plane. I'll tell it as PP, and I'll tell PP dot land. I'll tell PP dot fly. I'll tell new fighter plane.
Fighter plane.
Yes.
Fighter plane FP. Quite.
FP dot fly. Okay. This is a program I have written
Land.
like this.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. When I run this
Sir,
program,
FP dot fly.
yeah, I have written Mamta here. Okay. Now you can see, guys,
Sir.
it is executing the overridden methods of all the child classes.
Okay.
Is my voice, is there any delay in my voice? Huh?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
Sir, little bit fluctuating, sir.
Guys, is it fluctuating for everyone or only for Mamta?
No, sir.
No, sir,
No,
it's
sir.
perfect.
It's clear, sir.
Mamta, could you please check your internet connection because it is fine for everyone?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thanks. So what I was saying, yeah, look at here, guys. Here, if you see this this part and this part here, as I have already explained you yesterday, okay, what is that? As I have already explained you that yesterday, how many reference I have here? One reference and one object, okay, and here also one reference and one object, and in this line also one reference, one object. Means what type of object is this? Same type of reference is there. Got the clarity? And this concept we also call it as something called tight coupling. Tight coupling. This is what the concept means whenever there is 1:1 relationship or tight coupling concept, then it is not a polymorphism. It is a non-polymorphic like code. Got the clarity? To achieve the polymorphism, what do we have to do? We have to achieve the 1:many relationship. Okay, how do we achieve 1:many relationship? If you ask me, look at here. I'll tell you here what I'll do. First, I'll create a parent reference. I'll tell plain p is equals to null value. Some null value I have given. Okay. Now, I'll tell here as I'll remove all this part here. I'll tell reference. I'll tell p is equals to cargo plane. Now, tell me in the p, what was the initial value it had? It has something called null value. Now, P has something called cargo plane, means plane reference which was there, now it got changed to cargo plane. What is there in the P now? Cargo plane. If I tell P dot land, P dot fly, will there be any problem? No. Why? Because P is nothing but
No.
the parent type, and parent type can definitely understand what is present in the child type. Agree? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, here P, initially it was acting as a plane. Now P is acting as a cargo plane. Means P is acting by how many types? Two types, two ways it is acting. Agree? After that, what I'll do, I'll delete this part. As soon as this line number 63 completed, when control jumps to next line, in the P, again the cargo plane will be overridden by the passenger plane. And P this time it will act as a which one? That is passenger plane. Now P is of type parent. Inside that I'm storing child class object. Is it possible? Yes, possible. Through that I can access the child class method. Yes, definitely we can access. Now P is acting as a plane, and here it is acting as a cargo plane. P is acting as a passenger plane. Again, when control it comes to line number 67, I'll make him act as a fighter plane, and it will definitely execute the methods of the fighter plane also. Now, guys, there is how many reference I have now? Tell me how many reference I have?
One reference.
Huh?
One reference.
One reference. How many objects am I storing in that reference?
One.
One.
Yeah, object.
Three objects.
Three objects I'm storing. That is,
Yeah,
one is
objects.
the cargo plane, passenger plane, and fighter plane. Don't you think this is nothing but 1:many relationship?
Yes, sir.
This is only we call it as loose
Loose coupling.
coupling, or this is only we call it as a polymorphism. Polymorphism means one, see, many faces means there is one face. It is acting as a many faces. Now look at here, using one object, one reference, I'm able to call so many methods. Means code flexibility, that is one P is able to access cargo plane data, passenger plane data, fighter plane also. Like this code flexibility I'm going to achieve. This concept only we call it as polymorphism. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it clear?
Yes,
With
sir.
the help of parent cell, yeah, the rest can be taken as it is, right, sir?
Sorry, what?
With the help of parent cell, rest can be taken as it is. Parent value.
With the help of parent, we can access the child class method you are telling.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. If you look at the definition also, which I have given yesterday, you can see that it has clearly mentioned that the process of storing child class object in the parent reference. Here, the process of storing child class object in the parent reference. P belongs to what? Plane. Plane is what? It is the parent of all the child classes. That's it. Clear?
Yeah, sir.
Quickly copy this one.
Sir, single entity use of multiple forms, sir.
Sorry.
Single entity use of multiple forms, sir. Polymorphism.
Single entity using multiple concepts.
Multiple forms, sir.
Multiple forms. Yes, correct. Very good. It is correct. See, for an example, if you take an example of a carbon, okay, carbon exists in multiple ways. One is the diamond shape, One is the, I don't remember example exactly about the carbon. I can give example for a liquid. See, water, if you can see that, water is a single entity. It exists in solid, liquid, and gaseous form. Means one entity behaving differently. That is only we call it as what? Polymorphism. Got the clarity, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Copy
sir.
this one. Copy
Sir.
this one.
Done, sir.
Guys, completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, guys, whenever we come to the polymorphism, there are two types of polymorphism that comes into picture. One is compile time polymorphism, one is a runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, which we have already seen. I remember I have already told you that is during the concept of method overloading. Yes, what is method overloading, guys? Quickly tell me. Guys.
Method name same with the different arguments, sir.
Yes, multiple methods in the same class with the different arguments is known as, what is that? Method overloading. And I have also given you note that method overloading is also known as virtual polymorphism, false polymorphism. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. It is considered as a compile time polynomial. Means which method need to be executed during compile time only it is going to be decided. But here what is going to happen? It is going to consider, this part which I have written now, it is considered as a runtime polymorphism. Got the clarity? Method overloading is a compile time polymorphism. The technique which I have written now is nothing called runtime polymorphism. Why runtime polymorphism? See, this when you compile, nothing, objects will not be created. When you run the program, control will come to this line number 61. The object of cargo plane will be created. That object will be stored in line number 61. Again, control will come to execute these two methods. Again, when it jumps to the next line, the object of the passenger plane will be created. It will stored in the line number P of 64. Means during a runtime, it is going to decide that which object need to be created, from which class, which method need to be executed. Got the clarity? Until then, during a runtime, it will not be, no one will be aware of which method will be executed. That is the reason this is called it as a true polymorphism or actual polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. But when compared to the concept of method overloading, it is called as compile time or false polymorphism or virtual polymorphism. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. Write down a note below this. Note below this. Yes, the above program is an example of runtime polymorphism. Whereas method overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Now, I have one question. Do you remember that factory design pattern which you have learned? Huh?
Yes, sir.
In the factory design pattern, we have done the same thing. That is, we are in the parent reference, we stored the child class object and we have written. Yes, that is also a very good example for factory design pattern. Now tell me guys, for which example did we wrote that factory design pattern? Plain or something else? I believe plain only, right? Hello.
Yeah, plain only, sir.
Okay.
Plain,
I'm
sir.
going to give you one example now. I want you guys to write a program for this one. Okay. Let me create one example. I believe everyone in the school studied geometry. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How many of you hated geometry?
Me too.
Sir, if you ask questions on geometry, definitely I hated it. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Like this, you should be honest. Very good. Then definitely I'll ask the questions on that. Tell me, what and all will we have? Circle. Okay. One will have circle. Rectangle.
Square.
Square. Okay. What is the formula for area of circle?
IR square.
IR square.
AR square. For rectangle, half
L and
into
B.
length into breadth.
Half into
For
length.
square,
Breadth.
L square. Correct? Okay. Now let's consider one class called geometry. Otherwise, geometry. Okay. Let this be respective child classes, which are going to extend the parent class. Okay. I'll consider um, input method, process, output. Three methods I have, and one variable I'll consider. What is that variable? Area. Okay. Uh, Input process. Okay, all three will be definitely overwritten. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, this will be your assignment, or you can try this one. Okay, now what is that? I want you guys to make use of a complete concept. One here, inheritance will be included. Okay, next it will also consider something called polymorphism. It will also be containing something called factory design pattern. All these three things should be included. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How many minutes is required? 5 minutes is sufficient.
Okay, sir. Well
Ah,
done.
5 minutes, guys. You should be quickly writing and let me know. Guys, completed. Guys, completed.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, good. So execute that and executed output you can send in the group, okay? Huh.
Yes, sir.
And I'll give you one more example. You take that as an assignment, okay? What example means? I believe everyone like cars.
Sir.
Car.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Car. Yep. Start. Stop. And speed. I believe you know the difference between why I'm removing the start method. Okay, start means what, guys? What does it mean if your start is not there? Not explicitly mentioned in the child class means what type of method it is?
Parent.
Hmm? What? If the method is present in the parent class but not explicitly written in the child class, then what do we call such method?
Only child class specialized method, sir. Parent only in child class.
My question was present in parent, not explicitly present in
Okay.
child. Then what do we call that?
Inherited.
Hmm.
Inherited.
You need so much of time to tell that answer. Huh? Others all are sleeping. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sleeping. Huh?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I have to take some other action if you all are sleeping then. Okay.
Sir,
Take a pick
internet
of
connection.
internet fluctuation. No problem. I understood.
Yes,
Take
sir.
a pick of this diagram. Take this as an assignment and I want it to be completed today. Guys, can I proceed ahead then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's see the other type of design pattern. Okay. Now we have seen one type of pattern, right? That is factory design pattern. There is another type of design pattern which you should be aware. Here is something called a single. Okay. Singleton design pattern. Singleton design pattern. Okay. Now, what does the singleton design pattern means? Here, the speciality of this one, okay, the speciality of this singleton design pattern is that it then in the object creation itself. Okay, this also it will deal with the object creation. Now, tell me, for a particular class, how many objects can I create? Tell me guys. If I have, let's assume that, let me tell, I have a class called test here. Okay. How many objects can I create for this one?
One.
One, na?
One, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure one, na? Okay. Let me come back here. Now, tell me, I have a class called fighter plane here. Do you see this one? Fighter plane, na? If I create one more object like this, is there any problem? Am I getting any error?
No. No.
If I create one more object like
No, sir.
so many objects for the fighter, am I getting any error?
No.
Then how many objects can I create?
No, sir.
No.
N number of objects.
N number of objects can be created. Remember, N number of, not only in this format, if in case you want to write it as usual, like a tied coupling object, you can do that. I'll tell here as FP. Okay. Like this, you can create here. You just tell here as 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5, like this 6. Can you see here? How many objects of the fighter plane has been created? 7 objects has been created. Got the clarity? Means for a class, for an example, let me just delete all these things from here and I'll show you something. Okay, all these things has been deleted. Just a second. Sorry guys, I got a call. What I was saying. Yeah. See here, if I have a class called any particular class, for that class, we can create n number of objects. Not only 6, I can create 100, 200, 1,000, any number of objects. But remember, one thing, see, no one will tell you this one. If you go to the internet, they'll tell you can create a number of objects. But there is one catch here. What is that catch? If you want to understand here, now tell me where exactly the object will be created. In which memory? Huh? Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
JVM. Yeah,
JVM.
audible. Yes.
Does the object create in a JVM memory?
Heap memory, sir.
Heap memory.
Very good. So in the 2 types of memory which we have seen, sorry, 3 types of memory which we have seen, here if people say that we can create n number of object, means that is actually true and it is actually false also. How true, how false, if you ask me, see, it always depends on the size of your heap memory. If see in my system, if a heap memory has just random example I'm taking, I'm not sure how much memory space it will be there, just random example I'm taking. Let me take some 1 GB of memory is there. For 1 GB of memory, let's assume that it occupies some 1,000 objects. Okay, when you install, see, every time it keep on changes. Okay, the updation will be happening, the algorithm they are using to build that is keep on changing. Okay, what Java I install, what Java you install, it might be same, it may not be same. Okay, it always depends here. Now when you install, you may get to 1.5 GB. At that time you can create 1,500 objects. Just one random example I'm quoting. Okay, I'm not telling exact this much, only it is possible for your understanding sake. So if you see here properly, how many objects can we create, means it depends on the size of the heap memory. Means if the size of the heap memory is more, we can create more number of objects. If the size of heap memory is less, we can create less number of objects. Means to be precise, we can create n number of objects, we cannot create n number of objects. Like this, it can be true, it can be false. But if you go to the internet, they'll always find the answer as we can create n number of objects itself. But actually true is what does it mean? That it depends on the size of the heap memory which is there in your computer. Am I clear with this point?
Yes, sir.
Now I want to prove you guys that this object is different, this object is different, this object is different. For an example, I'll tell here as sysout, I'll tell yes, fp dot hash code system let me tell hash code only. Okay, I'll run the code. Yep. Okay, and I'll tell fp1, fp2. Okay, can you see this one, guys? Memory address hash code of the every object. Mates, tell me, don't you think this is different? This is different. This is different. Huh?
Yes, sir. Different.
Different means it proves that this object got created something and stored in the memory address that belongs to this one. When I created this one, this new object got created, stored in a different memory. If it is the same object, means it will be stored in a one memory itself, right? One place only. Since they are different objects in different places, it is storing. 1 second, there is one more method I'm searching. System dot identity hash code of FP. Okay, FP, and let me just delete this one. Okay. I didn't print it. Identity hash code, and I'll run this one. Yep. Okay, same only it is coming, right? Okay, I'll tell FP1 and yep. Then both are correct. Hash code and identity hash code are going to give me the same memory address. Fine, guys. This proves that it is going to give me different memory addresses. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Huh.
sir.
Now, we will create our next design pattern in such a way that how many objects you create doesn't matter. Every time for that particular class, we will force our code to return the same object. Means you create new fighter plane, means new object will create new fighter plane, means one more new object has to be created. Now, irrespective of how many times you tell new fighter plane, only one object should be created, and next time when the user tries to create the same object reference it has to return. That is what I am expecting. Did you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Singleton design pattern means only one object will be created. From the next time, the same object reference will be written. Such concept we call it as singleton design pattern. Take down the heading as singleton design pattern. Written, na? Okay. So write down below that. In this design pattern, only one object will be created. In this design pattern, only one object will be created. An object will be created for the class. Same object will be referred. Same object will be referred by multiple variables. Got the clarity? Okay. Now let's write a program for this one. Okay, let me write a program for this one. For an example, let's write some different example. Now tell me, in our solar system, how many planet Earth are there?
8.
8.
Yes, yes.
One.
One. Okay. Hey, I'm asking not the planets. I'm asking Earth. EART. Mother Earth. Earth only one. Very good. Okay. So let's not allow anyone to create more objects for the Earth. Okay. So for that, I'll create a class called Earth. Okay. Earth is ready. Now, if in this class, what I'll do first, I'll create a constructor for myself. Okay, a constructor has been created. See guys, here singleton design pattern is nothing but one technique how we are going to manipulate the code. Okay, that's it. So carefully listen how I'm going to manipulate it. Okay, I will create one object for the Earth. I'll tell, okay, object I created, I will store in a reference called Earth. Okay, Earth is equals to, I'll declare this as a static. Okay, it is of type Earth. E is equal to reference only. Okay, Earth E. Okay, just carefully look at here how I'm going to manipulate this one. Now I'll create one method. I'll tell public static Earth, let it be the return type of this one. Okay, Earth, I'll tell get Earth. Get Earth. Okay, get Earth, and I'll tell return E. That's it. My work is done. Now, what I'll tell here as I'll tell Earth. Earth dot get Earth. Okay, I'll create a reference. I'll tell this one as I'll tell E1. Okay, similarly, I'll tell this one as E2. Okay, now tell me guys, what is happening here is the multiple times I'm trying to create an object. See, Earth dot get Earth means get Earth is returning what? E. E containing what means every time when I call this get Earth, it is returning E means a new object of the Earth is getting created. Yes or no? See, for an example, I'm telling Earth dot get Earth means I'm calling from here to here this particular method. In this particular method, what I am doing, I'm returning E. What is this E? E is nothing but this particular variable. So what does this variable, whenever I call this Earth E variable, it is creating a new object, new Earth.
Yes, sir.
Means every time I call this particular Earth dot get Earth, new object need to be created.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. But now look at here what is happening. Not only one, if I create some 3-5 objects also, okay, every time the same object will be returned. I'll tell you this, it's out. I'll tell system dot hash code of, I'll tell here as something called E1. Okay, E1, I'll tell here as E2, E3, E4 and E5. Okay, when I run this program, can you see here for every time it is returning same memory address?
Yes, sir.
Means even though you are trying to create an object by using a new keyword, it is not allowing you to create a new object, rather than it is returning you the same reference. Sir, how did this happen? If you ask me, remember the concept of static keyword? I mean, sorry, static variable. What does it do? It is going to contain a single unique copy for all the objects. Means even though you are trying to create an object, it is returning you the same reference, same data it is storing, and in every object it is going to store the same address. It is going to refer to the same object which is already being created once. Hence, what is going to happen? Even though you are trying to create a single object is being created for that. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
remove the static variable,
What, Mamta?
if we remove the static variable,
Then it will not work in that manner. Look at here. See, if I remove this one, first of all, the non-static data I cannot pass into a static method. Then I have to remove this one also. Okay, if I have to remove this one to call that particular method, again I have to create an object of what new earth. Definitely it is not this one. I'll tell E dot getter E E E and E. Exception came. What is the exception? Line number 5. Oh, stack overflow exception. Okay. Oh, I got it. It is written same place. Okay. I'll explain that. Let's ignore this one now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, what happened here is that when I did that, I was getting something called stack overflow exception. When does the stack overflow? If you ask me, see, just now I gave an example, right? It always depends on the size of the heap memory, that how many objects can be created. Once the size of the heap memory is completed, you cannot create a new object. Like that only we have something called stack memory. In the stack memory, what actually it stores the activation record of the which one? Method, right? Now, how many activation records can be created? Again, it always depend on the size of the stack memory. Now, can you see here? When I wrote one program, there is something called cyclic nature of the calling of the method happened. Due to which what happened? It started creating a activation record in the heap memory again. Stack memory again and again. At one point of time, stack memory got completed. At that time only we'll get that exception called stack overflow exception. Got the clarity? You'll get that complete clarity on that exception when I take the concept of exception handling. Is it clear, guys, now?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Copy this quickly. Why do we use a default constructor here? Now, Majid, you only look at the program and analyze when does the default constructor will be executed. Tell me. Majid, whenever we create an object, the default constructor will be called automatically. Are we creating an object here? Sorry, sir, my mic is okay, not working. No problem, no problem. No, no. See here, what is there here? We are creating an object only, right? Now, when I'm creating here, definitely I'm calling a default constructor only, right? That is the reason. Okay. If you don't write, then constructor means JVM will definitely write. Okay, no problem. Next, any other doubts, guys? Please feel free to ask here. Guys, maybe from tomorrow for you, front-end classes also going to be started. Okay. After Java or before Java, your front-end classes will be there. So can you guys attend the session at 8 o'clock morning?
Yeah, okay, sir.
No problem, right? Because if after 12 minutes, it will go up to 3 or 4. So better if you start attending at 8 up to 12, it might be finished, including Java. That is the reason. So no problem, right, everyone?
No,
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
no problem.
Yeah, sir, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Okay, great. Good. Then I'll ask the trainer to schedule the meeting and update I'll give you by evening. Okay. If not, remind me about the class. I'll give you an update in the group. Okay, guys.
yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, guys. With this, what we have done, we have completed your polymorphism concept also. Okay. So the three pillars is completed: encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. The last concept is nothing but our abstract concept. Did you copy this one completed?
Yes, sir. Complete.
Completed, sir.
Just a second, sir.
Okay, okay, copy. Let me know once you're done.
Done, sir. Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Yeah. So let's proceed. Take down the heading as abstract. Heading as abstract. As the term suggests, as the keyword suggests, abstract What does you understand, guys, by the term called abstract?
Incomplete, sir.
Incomplete are very good. Apart from that,
Unique.
huh? Apart from that, incomplete and
Uniqueness.
uniqueness.
Hiding data.
Hiding the data. Okay, that is a technical word. Okay. See, sometimes you might have heard that people will saying that I just know the things at abstract level. Means abstract means not complete information. As your friend said, incomplete. That is a correct answer. Okay. Abstract means not complete. It is a incomplete information. When we are dealing with the abstract modifier, why do we actually use this abstract modifier? Means, as your friend technically told, that hiding the information. Hiding the information means what we required is that we will not, the functionality will be displayed, but how actually the functionality is going to be implemented, we'll hide it from the user. That is what we call it as a abstraction concept. Got the clarity? Now for an example, see earlier days, to share the photos or songs or anything, we made use of something called Bluetooth. Now, what do we see? We'll just open the two devices, we'll pair it, and we'll transfer the data. But do we actually know how exactly the Bluetooth is been implemented, how it is been working? No. Why? Because that is been abstracted from the end user. We are not aware of how it has been implemented. Understanding, guys?
Yes, sir.
Huh. So that is what we call it as an abstract. So let's try to learn about this abstract modifier. See, abstract is nothing but it is a keyword in the Java which can be used for the method as well as the class. For an example, okay, abstract is nothing but it is a keyword, okay, keyword that can be can be applied on class, class or class, and I can tell it as method. Okay, class and method. See, it is a keyword. Now, whenever we declare abstract here, it starts behaving in a different format. Okay, how do we create an abstract class? Nothing but simple, you create a class called test as you want to create. For this particular class, if you define the keyword called abstract, abstract, abstract on before the class name, class keyword, then this class is considered as an abstract class. Am I clear? Yes. Now,
Yes,
how do
sir.
we create an abstract method? Means how do we create normally methods? I'll tell void, I'll tell it as add method. Now for this method only, on the method signature, if I declare it as an abstract, then such method we call it as an abstract method. But for the normal methods, what do? We provide the body in this particular format. Yes or no? But for the abstract method, it is nothing but it is only abstract level. There will be no what is that body for this abstract method. Got the clarity? For the abstract method, there is no body. Only you have to define the signature, and for that you have to add a keyword called abstract. That's it. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This is how we create an abstract. That is, we can apply the abstract keyword on the class level like this. We can apply the abstract keyword on the method in this particular format. Clear? Copy this one.
Done, sir.
Completed. Okay. Write down a note, guys. Okay. First point, which I have already written. Okay. Write down once again. Abstract is a keyword in the Java. As a note to write down, abstract is a keyword in Java that can be applied. That can be applied on the class or for a method. That can be applied for class or a method. Next point you write down as
Just a second, sir. Abstract is a keyword in Java that can be
applied. Can be applied on a method or a class. It can be applied on a method or a class. Okay. Next point you write down as abstract method do not have a body. Abstract methods do not have a body. Abstract methods do not have a body. Next point you write down. If a class consists any abstract method, okay? If a class consists any abstract method, comma, if a class consists any abstract method, comma, it is compulsory to make class as a abstract. Class as a abstract. Okay. Very, very important note. Remember this one. See, guys, in a class, if at least one method is abstract, okay, then you need to declare that class as an abstract. Got the clarity here?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
In
sir.
a class, let me repeat, in a class, we can have 5 methods. Not 5, you can have n number of methods. Let's assume that we have 5 methods. In that, 4 methods have a body, okay, and one method doesn't have the body. Means for that method, you will declare it as an abstract.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If at least one method is in the class is an abstract means then that class need to be compulsorily declared as an abstract. Okay. Is
Yes,
the
sir.
point clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take down the next point. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory to have abstract method. To have abstract method. Inside the abstract class. Inside the abstract class. Inside the abstract class. Means, what does it mean? See, if you have already defined your class as an abstract, it doesn't mean that it should compulsorily have the abstract method. But if at least one abstract method is there, then class need to be compulsorily declared as an abstract. Understanding the difference, guys?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, miss, you can ask us. Okay. Now, let's come back to next point. Take down the next point. When a subclass inherits from a, when a subclass inherits from a abstract class, then it is compulsory to override the abstract methods. Abstract methods Abstract methods inherited from the superclass. Inherited from the superclass. Okay. Don't worry. In the coding, I'll show you what does this point means. You write down or write down the next point. We can make subclass as abstract. We can make subclass as an abstract. We can make subclass as an abstract. Next point you write down. Next point. We cannot create an object. Very important point this also. We cannot create an object. Okay, we cannot create an object of abstract class. We cannot create an object of abstract class. Full stop. Yeah, am I dictating very fast? Huh?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. Full stop. If we try to create an object, for an abstract class, we will get an error saying, in the double quotes you write down as cannot instantiate the type, class name. Okay, class name. In the place of class name, whichever the class object you are creating, that name will be coming. For example, if the plane is the class, that is an abstract. If you create an object of that, in the place of class name, your plane will come. If it is a calculator, it will come as a calculator. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take down the next point. We can create a reference of an abstract class. We can create a reference of a abstract class. Next point you write down. We can have both. We can have both concrete and abstract methods. We can have both concrete and abstract methods in abstract class. Abstract methods in abstract class. Okay. Now you must be wondering, what does this concrete method mean? See, abstract method means you understood a method without a body. Okay, a method without a body is considered as an abstract method. Now, concrete method means very opposite of that. A method with the body is called as a concrete method. Means till today, we have written the method. For every method we have given a body. Yeah, all those methods only we call it as a concrete methods. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Write down the next point. The need of constructor in abstract class. Need of a constructor in abstract class is for constructor chaining.
Sir, little bit the need of a
The need of a constructor. The need of a constructor in abstract class in abstract class is for constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. Okay. Next point you write down. We can have final methods. We can have final methods. Final methods in abstract class. We can have final methods in abstract class. Okay. Next point to write down as we can use private use private and final modifiers. We can use private and final modifiers, comma, static modifier along with the abstract. Okay. Just look at these points, guys. Glance and analyze once. I'll give you 2 minutes. Let me know if you have any doubt. The last few points, don't worry, I'll explain you in coding now. Okay, just go through these points quickly. Guys, can we proceed?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts so far?
No, sir, no doubts.
No,
Okay,
that proceeds.
come to the programming part. Abstract is very Easy, guys. Just few rules need to be remembered. Okay, if you understand abstract, then understanding the interface is even more easy. The next concept. So here I have a class called, let me take as what I can take, alpha. Okay, I have a class called alpha. Alpha already present. I'll tell alpha 1. Okay, so in the alpha 1, I want to declare a methods. See, abstract is one such this one. Abstract is nothing but one such class that contains the both concrete and abstract method. For an example, I want to make it as an abstract class, means abstract I have given here. Okay, any doubt in this one? No. Now in this class, I'll tell here as void add. Okay, I'll give here as something called some body. I'll tell here as adding. Okay, some message I have given. Now inside this one, I want to create a method called void sub. But sub, I don't want to give the body. At that time, what I'll do, I need to declare this one as abstract. Got the clarity? If you don't declare the body as an abstract and also if you are not giving the body, error will come. If you don't want to give the body, you need to compulsory give the semicolon, and as well as you have to give the, what is that? The abstract keyword to this one. Can you see here? Then only error will go. So with this one, what we do understood, to declare a class as an abstract, we need to declare the keyword called an abstract. To declare a method as an abstract, you need to declare the abstract keyword on the method. And for the abstract method, you cannot give a body for this one. And in abstract class, we can have two things. One is we can also have a concrete body. We can also have the abstract method. Is it clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So wait, I'll do one thing. I'll make this one as a calculator. Okay, calculator. Okay. Now assume that let's take example of someone Shweta. Okay, Shweta is there. See, let's assume that Shweta is one of the developer. Now client approaches to the Shweta and he will ask Shweta to develop one software. What kind of software? Let's assume that calculator software. Now, we know what are the functionalities that are going to come in a calculator. What is that? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are the 4 functionalities. But here, client is forcing Shweta to develop the application very quickly, very fast. He's in very urgent. So at that time, what Shweta will do? See, he will tell, Shweta will ask the client, okay, boss, if you are so much in a hurry, then what I'll do, I'll release the ad version now. I'll develop the ad version now. I'll release them into the market. The other functionality in the next upgrade, I'll release it. This you might have seen, right, in your phone in the Play Store. After a few days, every time it will be keep on asking to update the app. Why update the app? Means new functionality, new changes they will be making in this one. Old functionality there might be upgrading, or new functionality they might be adding. That's the reason it will ask you to upgrade it. Like that only, Shweta will convince the client to make it as something called abstract method. Means I'll tell it as tip. Means instead of now only writing and releasing the market, since she don't have time, she'll declare the functionality as an abstract, and it will declare, she'll only define for adding method, and she'll release into the market. Customer will be using the add method, but these 3 methods are not been implemented. They are hidden from the respective user. Got the clarity, guys? Now when they want to use it, they can easily just call the add method, and they can use this functionality. Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, how do we call the add method? If you ask me, see guys, in the abstract class, sorry, not in the class, for the abstract class, you cannot create an object. It is not possible. For an example, here, look at here, new calculator. Okay, if I try to create an object, can you see here? Error is coming. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you see the an error I have given, that in the double quotes I have asked you to write now, that is, we cannot instantiate of type class. Look at here. I'll get the same error. See, cannot instantiate of the type. What is the class name? Calculator.
Understood.
Calculator is coming. Yes, means for the abstract class we cannot create an object. Sir, in that case, if how do we call this add method? Because if we cannot able to create an object, we cannot call this add method. So to call that, it is very simple. What we need to do, we need to create a subclass for this child, means this calculator class. Means I'll tell class, I'll tell it as something called cal1, I'll tell extends calculator class. Okay, I'll tell here as something called calculator class. Then what will happen? Immediately this method will come into this one. But if you see in the node point, I have given one more point, that is the abstract method coming from the super class need to be compulsorily overridden in the child class. Do you remember this one? Or you can declare the child class an abstract. Is the point given, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Here it is saying that, okay, boss, add method, I'll come here as it is. But here void, sub, null, and div will also come to the child class. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, it means that sub, null, and div are the abstract method present in the cal1. Now, tell me, as per the note I have given that, if the class contains at least one abstract method, then we need to compulsorily declare the class as an abstract.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Tell me, if these three methods are coming and sitting in this cal1 class, is the class I have declared as an abstract?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Where I
sir.
have declared? cal1 class I have declared as an abstract.
No.
No,
Nothing
that
has
is the
been
reason
mentioned.
error is coming in the line number 17. Can you see here? Can you see here?
Yes,
It
sir.
is saying that cal1 must implement the inherited abstract method called mul method, div method, sub method. Means these are the inherited methods coming from parent class to child class. But these are the being abstract methods. They are not, but this class is not being declared as an abstract. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understanding everyone, right? Please do
Yes,
let me know.
yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, sir, okay, if I declare this as an abstract, error will go. Yes, definitely it will go. But again, guys, if this method is not, what is that? If this class is declared as an abstract, again, tell me, can I, what is that? Can I create an object of this class?
No, it comes again.
Not possible, right?
Yes, sir. It is not possible.
Not possible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what I was saying, I forgot.
Class, abstract class.
No, I wanted to tell some point. Yeah. See, then if it is, we are not able to create an object of this one. 1 second, guys. Give me a minute. I'll connect the charger. Okay. Now it is working properly. So I was saying something. Yeah. Now, if the child class is also being declared as an abstract, okay, if the child class is also being declared as an abstract, then what is the use of me extending this class with the calculator class? Yes or no? So to overcome that problem, what we'll do, we'll not this class as an abstract. Instead of that, we will override the abstract method which are coming from the parent class to the child class. Can you see here? What is that? Sub, mul, and div. These are the abstract method present in the parent class. We have overridden, means we are trying to provide the body for those methods in the child class. Means if the body is present at that time, tell me, do we need to declare the class as an abstract?
No, sir.
Not
No.
required, right? So you can give the body here to the child class as an abstract. I'll tell it as sub. Got the clarity? No, sir, you don't want to give the body for all the three. I just want to give the body for those two methods only. At that time, you declare this class as an abstract. Okay. At that time, sir, how do we call then those method means? Again, create one more class. I'll tell it as something called cal2. I'll tell here as something called extends. Extends. I'll tell it as something called see, either I can extend calculator, I can extend cal1. If I tell calculator, I'll get 3 abstract method. If I tell cal1, I'll get only 2 abstract method. I'll tell this one as a cal1, and you can see here, I can this time I need to override only 2 methods. Can you see here? Mul and div. Like this, you can keep on what is that, extending multiple classes. I'll tell here as something called mul here. Okay, and sys out, I'll tell it as something called div here. Okay, div here. Is it clear? Now I can create an object of which class do I need to create? Cal2. I'll tell here as something called c dot add. Can you see here? C dot sub, c dot mul, and c dot div. Means this class will contain all the methods, that is adds. How, sir? See, from add it came to here. Yes or no? And sub is present here. Now, what is that in this one? So multiplication and division are the inherited methods and abstract method. When you call this, when you extend this cal2 to the cal1, then what will happen? Add from here to here to here it came. Okay, let me write here as, I'll tell here as add method, it came to here, from here to here it came. Okay, and from sub method, it from abstract it came to here, from here to here it came. Now what is happening over there in the cal2 method? What is there? Multiple and division, which was present in the abstract method in this one, came here and got overridden. Means cal2 class contains all the method which are present in a given calculator class. That is the reason when I create an object of calculator 2, I was able to call all the 4 methods. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Any doubts you have in this one?
No, sir.
Please feel free to ask. No doubts? Okay, you can copy it.
Completed, sir.
Guys, others also completed?
Completed, sir.
Sir.
5 minutes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still writing up. Someone told 1 minute. Please make it quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, time is less. So, guys, do you have any doubt in today's session?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah, guys. Today, everything is cleared. So I'll be uploading all these videos. You can watch the videos from today, and you'll come back to me if you have any doubts. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys in the next class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.